The theater industry is going to need a lot more than a jug of tulkun brain juice to gain immortality, and Avatar 2's opening numbers aren't turning out to be the magic sauce James Cameron hoped for. The opening of Avatar: The Way of Water is nothing to balk at, with a long-in-development sequel raking in more than $400 million worldwide in its opening weekend per Box Office Mojo. The numbers, however, fell below projections, some of which had the movie topping $500 million globally. The reason this difference matters more in 2022 is that the box office is still trying to make a full comeback after the shutdowns that stemmed from the COVID-19 pandemic. To achieve this goal, the US box office is relying on massive blockbusters like Avatar: The Way of Water as more and more films, like Halloween Ends, are released directly to streaming.
But the truth is, what we really need to focus on is getting back to theaters.
That said, must-see theatrical experiences that promise to push visual boundaries are still managing to find a place at the box office. For instance, Top Gun: Maverick stands as the year's biggest runaway success, pulling in nearly $1.5 billion worldwide. So as far as the numbers stand, 2022 proved that audiences are ready to return to cinemas. However, 2022's domestic financial receipts are nearly 34% lower than 2019's earnings, meaning that the box office still has a long way to go. For box office purists, Avatar: The Way of Water was set to change everything. The film was expected to be the latest big-screen mega-hit, a juggernaut that would pump new life into the movie industry. But even the huge opening of James Cameron's latest blockbuster couldn't solve the film industry's continuing struggles. Avatar: The Way of Water opened to approximately $134 million domestically and $441 million worldwide per Box Office Mojo. One sign that this was a disappointing start was the fact that stocks for AMC Entertainment and Cinemark both dropped on the following Monday. Additionally, stocks for Disney and IMAX also dropped. This doesn't necessarily spell all bad news for Avatar: The Way of Water, as 2009's Avatar only opened to about $77 million domestically, before earning more than $700 million. However, it does mean that the movie was not the last-minute savior the American box office needed in 2022. So in order to do that, Avatar: The Way of Water will need to bring people out to the movie theater like no other film before it. According to director James Cameron, the sequel has to break into the top 5 of the all-time box office to even be profitable, meaning it potentially needs to make $2 billion worldwide to get into the black. Cameron told GQ, "You have to be the third or fourth highest-grossing film in history. That's your threshold. That's your break-even." Does a drop in share value after a less-than-groundbreaking opening for Avatar: The Way of Water mean that movie theaters and Disney need to worry? Only if they want to breed a larger sense of doom. James Cameron's sequel may not have brought in over $500 million during its opening weekend, but it did cross that mark effortlessly on December 20th, 2022, thanks to international markets like China, India, and Germany. Just like the first Avatar, the sequel's success relies on its ability to have phenomenal legs. Cameron himself has even said that the opening weekend shouldn't dictate his film's success. The director told Hollywood Reporter, "We'll know by the third weekend. You're not going to know by the first weekend. Titanic didn't work that way. Avatar didn't work that way." However, what Cameron says is far different from what the industry expects. It would be foolish to speculate how much Avatar: The Way of Water will rake in, but it's worth noting that 2023 will be a big year for movie theaters, so that should quell the anxieties of shareholders. The first 3 months of 2023 are filled with blockbuster releases, including the Ant-Man threequel, Creed 3, and John Wick Chapter 4. So even though Avatar: The Way of Water didn't make the biggest splash, its large debut is still a promising sign of what's to come.